The myth of Aztlan and its significance to Chicano identity. The myth of Aztlan is central to the origin story of the Mexica people, later known as the Aztecs. According to Nahuatl oral tradition, Aztlan was the mythical homeland from which the Mexica embarked on a long migration led by their patron god Huitzilopochtli. A divine sign guided them to a new city, Tenochtitlan, where they saw an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a snake, a symbol now embedded in the Mexican flag. Aztlan is often described as a paradise with abundant resources and fertile lands. The name Aztlan itself means land of the white herons, or place of whiteness, symbolizing a distant and sacred place. The Mexica were believed to have lived in Aztlan before migrating southward to the Valley of Mexico, settling on an island in Lake Texcoco, where they would eventually build their great empire. Aztlan was described as having Chicanx, the place of the 7 caves, from which various tribes, including the Mexica, emerged. While its location remains elusive, many scholars believe it is more symbolic than geographical, a metaphor for a utopian homeland. But how did Aztlan become a part of the Chicano identity? For Chicanos, the myth of Aztlan has been embraced as a powerful symbol of cultural identity, resistance, and reclamation of indigenous heritage. During the Chicano movement of the 1960s and 1970s, activists began to reinterpret Aztlan as the ancestral homeland of all Chicanos. The legend gained popularity during the 1969 conference when the poet Alurista wrote the preamble for El Plan de Aztlan, where he renamed the southwestern United States Aztlan. During the Chicano movement, Aztlan became a symbol of reclaiming land, culture, and identity. It represented both the geographical region and a spiritual homeland of resistance against colonization and oppression. Aztlan also symbolizes the reassertion of indigenous roots and a rejection of the erasure of their pre-Columbian history. However, others argue that renaming the Southwest as Aztlan disregarded other Native American tribes throughout the U.S. Southwest. Some activists wondered if Aztlan relied too much on a romanticized imperial vision. Aztlan, as imagined, partially derived its power from Spanish interpretations and manuscripts. The Mexicas also colonized and dominated many indigenous peoples before the Spanish arrived. Today, we know that other cultures influenced the Nahua people of the Valley of Mexico. According to the 2020 population and housing census, 23.2 million people in Mexico, or 19.4% of the population, identify as indigenous. This population comprises 68 ethnic groups, each with their native language. So, does Aztlan simply become another settler colonial misappropriation and misapplication, where an indigenous name from one part of the continent gets appropriated and mapped onto another, erasing the claims of indigenous peoples? This question is at the heart of the current debate and decision to move beyond Aztlan. Many Mexicans are indigenous from other tribes, but not Mexica. Others can trace their ancestors to parts of Central America, not just the Valley of Mexico. Additionally, the U.S. Latina OX population has grown and diversified dramatically in the last 50 years. In modern Chicano thought, Aztlan inspires generations who seek to honor their heritage, challenge marginalization, and assert pride in their dual Mexican and American identities. It serves as a cultural and political anchor, reminding Chicanos of their deep historical roots in the Americas while empowering them to fight for their rights in contemporary society.